What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tactile Carry. Today we're looking at two more TwoSun folders. This one's going to be a little different because we're not comparing apples to apples here. We're comparing two large folders with each other. And one of my immediate questions is, are these too big to carry? It's summertime. Shorts, jeans? We'll find out later. The TS346 runs D2 steel with a frame lock and that black TC4 titanium handle. The TS490 has a 14C28N with a liner lock and a stone-washed titanium handle, and it's a beauty as far as the milling goes. And look who just showed up, the Civivi Elementum. This one's in burgundy, G10 handles, D2 stone-washed blade in black. Only showing this for size comparison. So many collectors have a Civivi Elementum 2, and here we go. That's what it looks like beside these two big TwoSun blades. And if you've ever carried one of these Civivi Elementums, you know it's compact. It's a no-fuss EDC blade, very popular. 7 inches or 6.99 inches overall length, 2.96 inches on the blade, and its weight is just under 3 ounces. And to put that into perspective, this TS346 comes in at over 7.5 ounces, 7.58 ounces. This knife has a real industrial look to it, utilitarian maybe. I don't know. It looks good, but it's built for work. It looks like it's built to get things done. And the TS490's coming in right at 7 ounces. Both of these large TwoSun knives are more than double the weight of the Civivi Elementum. So if you're wondering what this is going to feel like in your pocket, maybe that puts it into perspective. Stick around, we're going to check pocket fit towards the end of the video. So let's get some weights on these knives. Before we do, let's calibrate 100 gram weight, and it shows 100 grams. That's great. We'll change over to ounces and weigh the TS346. We're being told 7.58. No, 7.09. So we're coming in about a ½ ounce less than we're being told. We're used to seeing discrepancies in the weight. That's a lot. And then the TS490, it should be 7 ounces, and it is right on the dot, 7 ounces. So some serious weight for both of these knives for sure. And the Elementum should be coming in at 2.98 ounces, at least that's what it's listed as, and we're getting 2.86, so close, but not exact. So circling back to this TS346 with this threaded pin, which essentially turns it into a fixed blade. You'll see the big hole there, so let's open it up and thread this pin in and turn it into a fixed blade, at least for a short time. Again, that's a tight fit. That's not coming out without some turning power from a human hand. You know, I thought that would be a good place for a thumb, but it's not. It's not centered. That jimping on the blade is perfectly centered. So, yeah, it's not the leverage point I was expecting. So let's pull it out. And my concern is, how do I avoid losing this pin? If I'm not using it all the time, you'll see it does have a connection point at the top. It's a loop that could go on a key ring, or I have another idea. And here we go. Microcord. We know what paracord is, but this microcord is much smaller. It's 3/64 of an inch wide, so there's not much to it. It's a very thick fishing line as far as thickness goes, but it'll hold 100 pounds, so it's very strong. And if I use this length of microcord, I can screw it in the whole way and still use it as a fixed blade. Doesn't get in the way of the microcord at all, and then I can unscrew it. Now it's going to dangle. I really can't figure out where to secure it when it's not in use. If you think you have a solution for that, let me know in the comments. And if we put the screw on the other side, where it's not going the whole way through, we can hold it there. I mean, it's not preventing the blade from opening, nor is it preventing it from closing. Temporary storage spot, I guess, maybe? You know, a nice thing about this D2 black washed blade is it doesn't pick up fingerprints very well, which is great. So, despite my best efforts, I'm not seeing smudgy fingerprints all over the blade. So, now the TS490 may be a different situation. So if I'm putting fingerprints all over this. Also a stone washed blade, but it's definitely picking up the fingerprints. I think that black wash really helps hide the prints on the TS436. I haven't really looked at the backspacer on this TS436, but you'll see that they have the TwoSun with their logo engraved on the backspacer. And opening action, I'll tell you, you definitely feel the weight of that blade as you're flinging it open. It's not difficult, you just notice the weight for sure. So checking action on the TS490, we have two deployments, flipper, and we have the thumb hole, and both work just fine. I use both. And looking at this blade again, I think the reason the fingerprints are showing up so much is because of the polish. It's a very nice sheen on that blade, and it's holding the fingerprints. Let's get a close-up view of this TS346. That jimping there, right in the center, I'm curious if that's going to affect the ability to carry this in jean pockets or short pockets. So we're coming back around the other side. Very utilitarian look to this knife. I pan with the blade open. There's that hole for the lock pin. And then the clip side with that jimping again on the frame lock portion of the knife. I don't know how that's going to affect things. We'll find out soon enough because we're going to see how that fits in our pockets. And a close-up look at the TS490. That milling, that circular pattern across the top is, well, I've heard it referred to as golf ball milling or bubble milling, dimple milling, something like that, but it looks great. There's another view of the other side. And beyond that dimple milling, the whole remainder of the handle has that diagonal, shallow milling cut. Watch as we come up here past the blade. There it is. It does offer a little traction, and it also looks great, I think. So yeah, even the pocket clip gets that diagonal milling as well. It matches pretty good, and there's that highly polished blade. I've been on a TwoSun kick for a while, and it's hard to get off it, gosh. Let's see how sharp these blades came from the factory, though. So the TS346, that D2 steel, and that big old blade is slicing right through. I didn't expect anything other than that result. So, and let's check the TS490. This has that 14C28N steel, and straight from the factory, that blade is sharp. Nice. So hey, let's cut some of this poly drip tube. It's that 1/2-inch stuff you get from Home Depot for irrigating your backyard. The TS346 is doing a fine job. I'm not calling that razor sharp. Let me see. Yeah, and use it in the yard. It looks like it's meant for yard work, doesn't it? So the TS490 on the poly tube. Again, yeah, feels just a tiny bit sharper. Okay, I don't know if it's because of the steel or because of the grind or blade shape, but yeah, sharper than the TS346. So let's see how these two handle rope. So there's the TS346. Single rope, and okay, it handled it. Still not razor sharp, not dull, but it handled just fine. Let's double up that rope, and it handled it just fine. And our TS490 felt sharper on the paper, felt sharper on the poly tube. Let's see how it handles rope. right through. Yeah, all three tests, this shows up from the factory sharper, for sure. Okay, let's double up the rope and see. Yeah. Oh, okay, I whiffed. But we did get through 2 ropes without much effort. So a valid concern, how are these big knives gonna fit in our pockets? Whether we're wearing shorts during summer, jeans during work, or just somebody who wears jeans all the time, the TS436 in the back pocket fits just fine. Oh, never mind. That jimping on the handle is very rough on fabric. Very rough on. Boy, it's almost stuck. Front pocket, I'm probably gonna get the same thing. So front pocket, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really catching on that fabric so much that I can't do this or else I'm gonna have damaged clothing. And I'll try that little watch pocket up top, but sadly it does work, but that jimping is just too sharp and rough. And I bet I get the same result using jeans. It's going to be rough on jeans as well, but we'll see. All right, so let's bring on the TS490. Softer edges, I know. In fact, I don't remember a hard edge on this knife, so let's see. Let's see how this fits in the back pocket. And that blade, or that handle is smooth, and it slides in perfectly. And it comes out smooth, so that's easy access. And it's somewhat deep, and it does not bottom out in the front pocket. It's very close, but it doesn't bottom out, so that's a viable carry option as well. And this little watch pocket or change pocket, boy, that just disappears. I like that. So let's get some denim on. So Levi's, I don't think it really matters what. These are 511s. That 436 fits just fine in that back pocket, but it's really catching on the denim. I can't do this. Denim, as tough as it is only going to last so long, catching on every piece of fabric. And that little watch pocket, no, that's a no-go. It would be encroaching on my belt, and it's just too sharp. It's gonna destroy clothing. Now, the TS490, I suspect it's gonna slide right in. Doesn't bottom out. So I'm telling you right now, this TS490 is a much more friendly carry as far as your clothing goes. In the front right pocket, yep, that's an option as well. And that little change pocket's probably not going to work, and it doesn't. So there it is. And if you look at the jimping in the middle, that's sharper than it looks and does catch on clothing. So keep that in mind. I like the knife, and I'm keeping the knife. So if we're using a lanyard with these 2 big knives, what color is going to work? So on the 436, that actually looks pretty good. A black lanyard on a black stone washed knife could work. Red is a maybe. Red is a maybe. That could work as well. And then I think we have maroon coming up. That could work. I just don't see it ending up on this knife. And then what's our next color? We have, it's a yellow khaki type color. I don't know if that's going to work. And then a chartreuse or a light yellow. Some may call it green. That's a maybe. If we want this to pop, another shade of yellow could work. If we want to keep track of it and not lose it. Oh, there's the khaki, more of an earth tone. And you know what? That could work. And then we have this orange. And the 490. Oh, that navy blue could definitely work. And then we have maroon, which could also work. And I suspect pretty much every color is going to work, but we'll see what we end up with. And then there's our khaki color as well. Also works, maybe with a black bead. And then an orange or a safety orange, also a viable option. Black. Black really pops against that silver handle. And then this yellow. Nah. And then another shade of red. That's a big maybe. I think the first few we had on this 490 looked better. And then there's a yellow chartreuse color. I don't know. Doesn't really pull that knife together, does it? And there's glow in the dark, which is pretty cool, but I don't know if I'm going to go with glow in the dark on this knife. And if you're wondering what that glow in the dark looks like, here you go. So pretty neat. And I will tell you, the glow doesn't last forever. So if you're using that as a way to avoid losing your knife, it doesn't always work out. Well, I've made my decision on the TS346. I went with that safety orange with a bronze and black bead. And I think it looks fine. It actually looks pretty good. So the 490, I went with maroon with a titanium bead. I like the way this looks too. It's a wrap. Let's smash them in a log. Details in the description. Thanks for watching.